Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of our animation tutorial. This time we will be looking at how we can create our own costumes, and I will be using the bat character to demonstrate that. So first off, let me just explain a little bit about the interface here. So we have a number of options we have over here. Now, sometimes when you click on one of these characters or when you import your own image, it might be on vector mode. So you're going to see the menu over here on the right-hand side, but not on the left-hand side. So down here, in this bottom right-hand corner here, there's a convert to bitmap. Okay, and you can see those options are menu appearing on the left-hand side. If you convert it back to a vector, it's going to appear back on the right-hand side. We will be using the bitmap mode. So I'm going to convert it back to a bitmap, and we're going to be looking at how to use these tools right here. Okay, so when you begin, what you want to do is you want to copy or duplicate your original costume first. So if you're on a Windows machine, you can do a right mouse click. You can obviously set up your Macs to do that as well, but most of the time the default is a double tap on your trackpad. So it'll look something like that when you do the double tap or the right click. Duplicate your character, and I'm going to name this bat 1-1, and I'm actually going to rename this to bat 1-2. Okay, so we know this is the first costume, and this is going to be our second costume. Okay, so just to get started, I'm going to try to create a little bit of a rotation. Now, you do want to use some of these zoom in and zoom out options here, because it's going to make it much easier for you to find exactly the right points that you want to cut. So I'm going to use the selection tool here. It's got the little hand on it. And I'm going to select his wings and a little bit of his body as well. Okay, and let's suppose I want to rotate that up a little bit. Okay, so you want to rotate it first. Just move your mouse over here until the rotation icon appears. Okay, once you rotate it, you can also move it as well. So you can also click anywhere inside this box, and you can move the object, right? You can also re-rotate it as well. Okay, once you're finished, click outside of the box. So I'm just going to move it a little bit higher, about here or so. Okay, I'm just going to try to do that as best as I can. And click outside the box, okay? And so that is saved down. So if we look at our two options here, right, it looks like his wing has moved up a little bit, okay? Now, I might want to do the same over here. So again, I'm going to select his wings. Okay, I'm going to rotate that up a little bit. I'm just going to adjust that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now of course, if we look down here, if we zoom in, we can see that his wings, these things are a little bit off. I'll be showing you guys how we can fix that very shortly. But just so we can kind of see the process here, right? We can see obviously a difference in the wings. Okay, I'll be doing the fill-in of that a little bit later, but let's duplicate this one more time, assuming that this is good enough. So we'll go 1, 2, and this is 1-3. So again, I'm going to use this tool, and I'm going to rotate his wings up a little bit. So I'm going to rotate that, move it a little bit higher. Okay, and I'm going to do the same over here. So I'm going to select the bat wing. Okay, I'm going to rotate it a little bit higher this time. Move it a little bit higher over his head. Okay. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, so click outside of the box. So let's just look at that. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we could, just to keep it simple, right, we could just go, it goes up, and then we can have it go back down. So what we actually want to do if we want to flow back down here is we actually want to duplicate 1-2 one more time to 1-4. So when the entire animation sequence cycles itself, right, it'll look like it's moving up and down, right, and then it's going to go back down to 1. Right, let's see this in action, and then we'll look at how we can fix that up a little bit. So if we go over here to our code, over here to scripts, it's going to be the same as our GigaWalk one, but it's going to be for our bat. So I'm just going to get right into it. We're going to need a flag. We're going to need to switch the costumes of our bat. And we're going to need 4 of those. So let's start with bat 1, bat 2, bat 3, and bat 4. He's going to be moving. Moving. And he's also going to be waiting. So waiting, and waiting. Okay, I'm going to change the time to 0.2 seconds. Reduce that to 0.2 seconds. Reduce that to 0.2. And the last one. Okay, let's connect all this together. Okay, I actually want the move in between. So let's separate this out. Separate that out. So switch, move, wait. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Switch, move, wait. Switch, move, wait. Okay, so 1 followed by 2, followed by 3, followed by 4. And we're going to repeat that a few times. And we're also going to make sure we always start at the same coordinate. Okay, so let's try that out. Right, so as you can see, the bat wing is moving up and down. Okay, now we can fix up that last little bit. So in this final bit of the tutorial, we'll look at how we can fix up these little parts. Now, if it's a big change, you could sort of recut and paste this using that selection tool. So I can just rotate that out a little bit. Okay, fix that back up around here. Okay, and when you get sort of really close, we can just grab our pen tool and we can color over our object here. So just as a note, this is the current color that we're going to be painting. Right, so I'm just kind of painting over with my mouse here. Okay, we can paint over this part here. Right. Okay, we could make our paintbrush a little bit bigger, so we can fill things in a lot easier. Just touch that up. Okay, we can also erase this over here, so grab the eraser tool, just sort of erase a little bit here. Okay, and we might want to fill in a little bit of black there as well. So sometimes when you're going between different colors, I do want to mention this pickup color tool. When you click on this and you click on any color, just watch this change here. Right, so it picks up the color that you click on. Right, so whatever color you click on, it's going to pick up that color. So if you're trying to find the color for your character, use this pickup color tool. It'll make it a lot easier. So I'm just going to continue painting in black here. That's a little bit big. Let's reduce that down a little bit. Okay, just touch that up a little bit there. Okay, and we'll touch this up here. Okay, so a few little clicks here and there. Okay, now don't worry about the little white specks that might be missing down there. When we zoom out, it's barely noticeable. Okay, so that's how you can touch up your bat. Okay, you can repeat that a few times, obviously, and touch up all of the animations. And that is the end of our tutorial. Thank you guys for watching.